Hey guys, what's up? This is Blaze the Movie Fan and it's time for another spoiler movie review. And this time I will be talking about what's considered by many to be one of the best action movies out there in full detail. And that movie is none other than the movie Die Hard. And I agree, this is definitely one of the best action movies out there. So without further ado, let's begin. So the movie begins at an airport and John McClane's plane arrives. Now there is something that I must mention right off the bat. Bruce Willis in this movie looks so much fucking different than he does in his recent movies. The most noticeable difference is the fact that he is not bald. Yeah, that's very interesting. I guess people do change with age, but I do find that incredible because I do not think that Arnold Schwarzenegger looks much different in his recent movies than he does in his movies from the 1980s. But anyway, back to the movie. In a plane, John McClane has a weird conversation with one of the passengers, and I'm gonna have to admit, I did find that funny. And when that passenger notices that he has a gun, he just tells him, "Don't worry, I'm a cop." Apparently it's okay for him to have a gun as long as he is a cop. I'm gonna have to admit that it is pretty fucking awesome. But at the airport there is a limo driver waiting for John McClane. And that limo looks very fucking awesome. Not only that, there are also many useful things that can be done in that limo. I would fucking love to travel in a limo like that. The limo driver drives John McClane to the Nakatomi Plaza building. And that's where he meets up with Joseph Snippo Takagi, and those two have some business to discuss. And John McClane also has a conversation with his wife. Needless to say, they're just arguing like most couple would. Anyway, it's not long before some people that are up to no good, and I could clearly tell that they were up to no good the moment they entered the building, got into the building to do some horrible things. But John McClane is not gonna let those terrorists kill him. So you know what he does? He goes into fucking hiding. Yeah, and that's very fucking smart of him. The leader of the terrorist group is Hans Gruber. And let me tell you, he really is a good villain. But the good thing about this, John McClane is also very smart. John McClane tries to call for help, but unfortunately all the lines are disconnected. And keep in mind that this movie was made before cell phones were used regularly. So there is no cell phone in this movie, which makes it harder for John McClane to call for help. And I'm gonna have to admit, that makes the movie more fucking intense. John McClane starts the fire alarm, but unfortunately the terrorists do not allow the cops to arrive that way. Thankfully, John McClane finds a solution. He manages to kill one of the terrorists who has a massive gun barehanded. That's right, John McClane is so badass he manages to kill a terrorist barehanded. I'm sure that I wouldn't be able to do that. But after he kills him, he takes his fucking weapon, which is a damn good submachine gun, and he also takes his talkie, which he can use to contact the police. But the people that he does manage to contact to say to him, "This is for emergency only." And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? John McClane just said that there are fucking terrorists that he has to deal with. And the person that he manages to contact had the nerve to say that it's for emergency only when it's clearly a fucking emergency. Thankfully though, Al Powell goes to the building to figure out what's going on. But the terrorists try to kill him, but they don't manage to. It's a good thing the police officer has a talkie as well. Because now John McClane is able to contact him. That police officer somehow trusts John McClane the minute he starts talking to him. That is fucking awesome. It really is great that police officer had faith in him the minute he managed to contact him. But the terrorists in the building are after John McClane, so he has to unfortunately hide from them. And John McClane brings the elevator to the 30th floor with one of the guys in a t-shirt that says something extremely clever, and I have to admit, that scene is fucking awesome. But there is a scene later on in the movie that's even more fucking awesome, and that's when John McClane manages to climb a wall using a machine gun. Yeah, he managed to climb a wall by using a machine gun. And you can't get any more fucking badass than that. But yeah, the terrorists want to find John McClane badly. But he is so fucking good at hiding that it's very difficult for them. Fortunately, more cops are on the way. But the leader of the cops, Dwayne T. Robinson, does not trust John McClane at all. In fact, he has a feeling that John McClane might be one of the terrorists. And yeah, I pretty much think that guy is a fucking moron. John McClane is the one who called to report the terrorists. Even though I somehow understand why he is acting that way, I still think that he should at least trust him and hear him out. Thankfully though, the police officer Al Powell is one that trusts him. The cops enter the fucking building even though it's dangerous. Now Hans Gruber, the leader of the terrorists, of course orders his men to attack those police officers. And soon afterwards, Hans asks John McClane to do what he says or else he shoots one of his friends. But John McClane says that he doesn't care about that guy, which was pretty smart of him because he doesn't cooperate with terrorists. Who the fuck would? But anyway, after the terrorists find John McClane, he proves to be a very fucking experienced gunman and he manages to kill the terrorists. But even after all that help, Dwayne T. Robinson still has the balls to call John McClane an asshole. He's the one who is helping. And what the fuck does he mean when he says that he shouldn't interfere with police business? John McClane is a fucking police officer. Granted, he is from New York City and not really from the city he's in. That doesn't change the fact that he's still a fucking police officer. I'm sorry, but I still think that Dwayne T. Robinson is a fucking moron. Now, John McClane blows up an entire fucking floor for some reason. I'm not sure why, but whatever. We later see that John McClane is far from being an invincible protagonist. In fact, there is a scene where he's taking glass out of his feet and is fucking bleeding. Yeah, John McClane is a vulnerable protagonist. And you know what? That's what makes him a lot more fucking interesting. Thankfully, it's not just the police force who are after the terrorists. It's also the fucking FBI. Hans Gruber convinces the hostages to get at the top of the roof, which he is gonna blow up so the hostages die. But John McClane is not gonna let that fucking happen. In fact, he gets the hostages to the 30th floor again and does some very dangerous stunt to jump into another floor while the roof is being blown up. I'm gonna have to say that scene is fucking awesome and shows how badass John McClane is. Of course, the scene where John McClane was shooting on those terrorists and avoiding the bullets was fucking awesome as well. It wasn't easy for him, but John McClane in the end finally manages to kill Hans Gruber. And that fucking asshole had it coming. Now, after the terrorists have been dealt with, you would think that Dwayne T. Robinson would apologize to John McClane and just admit that they wouldn't be able to stop the terrorists without him. But nope, he is still being a fucking moron and still is fucking bitching about John McClane helping out. But John McClane gets back to his wife and this movie has a happy ending. Now it's time for my overall thoughts. Actually, I don't think I need to tell you my overall thoughts. Judging by the beginning of this video and how much I talked about how fucking awesome the movie is, you already know that I think this movie is fucking awesome. Yeah, I really do fucking love this movie, and for that I'm going to give this movie 2 thumbs up. It sure was hell of a lot of fun talking about this movie in full detail. And it's a movie I would gladly watch again. Well guys, that's all I gotta say. Thank you for watching and have a great day.